Hello and welcome back to Knowledge Hub. Adolf Hitler, by name Der Führer, German. The leader, born April 20, 1889, Braunau am Inn, Austria. Died April 30, 1945, Berlin, Germany. Leader of the Nazi Party, from 1920-21, and Chancellor, Kanzler, and Führer of Germany, 1933-45. He was Chancellor from January 30, 1933, and, after President Paul von Hindenburg's death, assumed the twin titles of Führer and Chancellor, August 2, 1934. Hitler's father, Alois, born 1837, was illegitimate. For a time he bore his mother's name, Schicklgruber, but by 1876 he had established his family claim to the surname Hitler. Adolf never used any other surname. Early life. After his father's retirement from the State Customs Service, Adolf Hitler spent most of his childhood in Linz, the capital of Upper Austria. It remained his favorite city throughout his life, and he expressed his wish to be buried there. Alois Hitler died in 1903 but left an adequate pension and savings to support his wife and children. Although Hitler feared and disliked his father, he was a devoted son to his mother, who died after much suffering in 1907. With a mixed record as a student, Hitler never advanced beyond a secondary education. After leaving school, he visited Vienna, then returned to Linz, where he dreamed of becoming an artist. Later, he used the small allowance he continued to draw to maintain himself in Vienna. He wished to study art, for which he had some faculties, but he twice failed to secure entry to the Academy of Fine Arts. For some years he lived a lonely and isolated life, earning a precarious livelihood by painting postcards and advertisements and drifting from one municipal hostel to another. Hitler already showed traits that characterized his later life: loneliness and secretiveness, a bohemian mode of everyday existence, and hatred of cosmopolitanism and of the multinational character of Vienna. In 1913 Hitler moved to Munich. Screened for Austrian military service in February 1914, he was classified as unfit because of inadequate physical vigor, but when World War I broke out, he petitioned Bavarian King Louis III to be allowed to serve, and one day after submitting that request, he was notified that he would be permitted to join the 16th Bavarian Reserve Infantry Regiment. After some 8 weeks of training, Hitler was deployed in October 1914 to Belgium, where he participated in the First Battle of Ypres. He served throughout the war, was wounded in October 1916, and was gassed 2 years later near Ypres. He was hospitalized when the conflict ended. During the war, he was continuously in the front line as a headquarters runner. His bravery in action was rewarded with the Iron Cross, 2nd Class, in December 1914, and the Iron Cross, 1st Class, a rare decoration for a corporal, in August 1918. He greeted the war with enthusiasm, as a great relief from the frustration and aimlessness of civilian life. He found discipline and comradeship satisfying and was confirmed in his belief in the heroic virtues of war. Hitler's life and habits. Hitler's personal life had grown more relaxed and stable with the added comfort that accompanied political success. After his release from prison, he often went to live on the Obersalzberg, near Berchtesgaden. His income at this time was derived from party funds and from writing for nationalist newspapers. He was largely indifferent to clothes and food but did not eat meat and gave up drinking beer, and all other alcohols. His rather irregular working schedule prevailed. He usually rose late, sometimes dawdled at his desk, and retired late at night. At Berchtesgaden, his half-sister Angela Raubel and her 2 daughters accompanied him. Hitler became devoted to one of them, Jelly, and it seems that his possessive jealousy drove her to suicide in September 1931. For weeks Hitler was inconsolable. Some time later Eva Braun, a shop assistant from Munich, became his mistress. Hitler rarely allowed her to appear in public with him. He would not consider marriage on the grounds that it would hamper his career. Braun was a simple young woman with few intellectual gifts. Her great virtue in Hitler's eyes was her unquestioning loyalty, and in recognition of this he legally married her at the end of his life. Thanks for tuning in to this video. I hope you found it informative, helpful, or entertaining. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, please leave them down below in the comments section. I love hearing from my viewers and I'll do my best to respond to everyone. Also, be sure to follow me on social media to stay up to date with all my latest content and behind-the-scenes peeks. Thanks again for watching and I'll see you in the next video.